Yo, what's going on, guys? I know this just happened, but I'm just going to go over it quickly because I'm kind of busy for the rest of the day. So this was a pretty quick day. Another really solid 9 to 30 play. See, we were on the charts 15 minutes before market open, did our analysis, locked in everything, and we ended up getting rewarded for doing that today. So let me turn on executions, actually, just... Oh, wait, is it nothing to show? Oh, no. Oh, this is Nasdaq. There we go. Okay, so on MNQ, for some reason, my chart was completely bugging here, and on NQ as well, and I thought we inversed this 1 minute. And let's just go over, honestly, let's go back. 930, 930, 930. Okay, cool. So overall here, I was leaning more bullish coming into today. Well, leaning bullish, so definitely not just fully blatantly bullish. Overall, why? If we look at what we've been doing in the overnight session, we came into this hourly gap and we respected it. We made moves higher, and we're looking like overall we're in a higher time frame buy model. Delivering from, if we go to the 4 hour, or just even look at this right here. Boom. Boom. It's overall looking pretty bullish. We are delivering from sell side. We are respecting bullish PD rays. And yeah, pretty much just simple enough. That's why I was leaning kind of bullish bearish side of things. We were rejecting out of this 15-minute gap, so I could see both sides, but again, just want to see what market open does, because you can have a bias and have all that good stuff, cool, but it's only ever going to be really valid until market open decides what we are going to do. So cool. Coming into market open here, let's have a look what it does. So market open ends up opening higher here. ES ends up ripping into this 15-minute fair value gap, as you can see here on the right side of my screen. And then ES ends up coming up and sweeping out London session highs, which was the external range high within this range that we're currently trading in. And this, then we created a SMT inside of a gap. So we had an SMT inside of a 15-minute gap, with NQ still inside of this 15-minute fair value gap right here, and ES after doing a fat rejection wick off these equal highs with the external range high here. So with coming into mind looking at that, I was literally just kind of looking for any inversion here, because overall, if we look at the targets below, they are really, really nice. We just have pure low resistance liquidity right here, leading up to a higher time frame DOL, being this swing low down here at 832. Which is the pre-market low, pre-market swing low. We had a bunch of LR leading up to that, and 930 opened. And what did 930 do? It left a tiny little baby failure swing lower, and then it just generated more liquidity, as you can see. So 930 opened higher. We had this little wick here, and then we had some more generation of liquidity, and then we had the real manipulation leg, where NQ ended up manipulating into this 15-minute unfilled fair value gap, and we had an SMT with the external range high, with S&P 500 taking out London session liquidity, and we had a beautiful reaction off of that, right? We had a great wick, instantaneous reaction off of this. And then the first trade I actually ended up taking was this right here. So on my screen, it was like completely bugging. And it said like NQ didn't, it inversed on MNQ, but I couldn't see, but on NQ, we actually didn't inverse this gap. We like edged it by a tick. So I ended up entering this trade and then closing it immediately, just because I was like, do you know what? NQ didn't inverse. I've gotten cooked loads of times where MNQ did inverse, but NQ didn't. So let me just wait for that actual good close. And we ended up making a small move higher, and then from this we ended up failing to come above this high, and then after this we got a beautiful displacing candle down right here, completely destroying this 1 minute gap on NQ now as well. And then this was where my entry was on this candle, and we ended up just targeting a 1-to-1 with this trade. I could have held this trade for a lot longer, because I did have a lot more conviction lower, especially considering we had a bunch of low resistance liquidity built up here. This would have been a good target in my opinion if you targeted this final low within this kind of range. But I just simply just went for my 1-to-1 here, got what I got, and got out. I think, no, it wasn't a 1-to-1. It was like a bit more than 1-to-1. I targeted, I think it was just this low right here, right? So ended up getting entered in the trade here. Break even was pretty simple. There wasn't really a break even on this point. I just went break even once ES ended up taking this 921 low. And yeah, that's really, I don't know why it's not letting me play. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, there's W chart lag. And then at this point, I think right here it was this 947? 948, so next candle. So on this candle then, I then moved my stop loss to break even, and then from there, we just ended up getting a full flush to my TP. Pretty simple stuff, pretty quick day. Ended up making, let me just quickly show what I made today. Overall, on the orders today, account summary, yeah, ended up making $552 today on this trade. Pretty simple stuff. Entered it with around 6 micros, got around 50 points, so not a bad trade. Pretty clear, in my opinion. We had that beautiful 930 PO3. We ended up manipulating out some liquidity. We had an SMT with the external range high, and we were rejecting off of a valid PD rate to send us lower, with clear targets below us as well. Loads of LR building up to that higher time frame DOL. pretty simple stuff. Yeah, honestly, that's all I can say for today's trade recap. Let me guys, yeah, bro. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like programmed in my brain to say let me guys know. Anyway, let me know if you guys ended up taking the same trade, if you ended up taking anything similar within this range, or if you ended up taking a loss or a break even today. Please leave it in the comments below, or what your thought process was for today's market. And if you have any questions, also leave them in the comments below. And if you want to reach out to me personally, you can look at my Discord, Instagram, or TikTok, which will be in the bio of this video. I'm going to be documenting my entire journey to profitability, so please feel free to ask me any questions and got to do with trading, and hopefully I can help out a little bit, or maybe even you can help me out a little bit. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's trade recap, guys. I'll catch you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and stay blessed. Peace out.